Okay, everybody come then start working on this. I guess we should start it. 2 6 and online Mohit joined. So like I just switched off all the details, and today I'll be using all those alphas to generate details. Okay. Okay, now we have this. Let's start. Basic shapes, I switched off everything because I'm planning to add details with the help of alphas. Just switch off everything, new layer, and just make sure you have enough polygons. I think it's linked. Okay, let's see. So I'll use standard brush, BST, and drag rectangle, alpha, import. So I have all these alphas from texturing XYZ and surface mimic. Oh, sorry, not this one. For this, I'll be using surface mimic. No, I'll use texturing XYZ. Like same only, just different details. Okay, I can't really see. So they have, oh, just give me a second, I'll open it. So they have this markers where you can see which part is what, like numbers. All the alphas are here. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 number you can track and use it. So I'll keep it open. And let's start from number 7. Number 7 is under I. What? Whole piece. So like this 7 is just alpha for only this section. 8 is for this section. So just one by one you can add and cover the entire face. So 7. So this is a little asymmetric model, but like for eye detail and all, I can use symmetry. And make sure for center, never use symmetry. Otherwise, it will look crisscross, it will create the butterfly design. So it's really bad. X symmetry. If I drag it, I can get all the detail, but I can see it's quite noisy. Quite noisy. So what I have to do is I'll go to my layer, switch off this one. I'll delete this layer. Delete this one. And everything is off. Let me try. I'll just simply Control D, subdivided. Increase the poly count. Now it's around 14 million. So it's like this is like more than enough, sufficient for face. So now let's see, zoom in and click and drag. Now the details are much better, but you can see it's distorting the surface. That is a problem. So to fix that, we go to alpha, modify. There's something called surface. It basically average out the alpha. So it will work on surface only. You see, this is much better. Yes, this basically converting this, like removing all the gray values. So this is like you can see, oh, again, my bad. I forgot to create a layer. Surface detail. For this detail, I'll use one layer. So like for base noise, I use a separate layer. For basic those dots, I use a separate layer. So everything, all the detail, like this is skin detail in one layer. So for everything, separate layer. New layer on outside. It's too much. Reduce. Don't worry, those areas are clean. Basic surface detail, and this is very strong. I'll reduce it also. So now let's go to number 8. So once you activate this surface in alpha, it's there. You don't have to go back and switch on it again. And remember the direction you're pulling this thing. So use the same direction for everything. Otherwise, it will mismatch. So here you can see this is the starting point. So I need to start it from somewhere here. Yeah, little down. So that alignment is very important. Too much. This is too much. Undo. Now we have number 11. We have number 12. This will fix manually. But it will spray will be random, and skin those lines are very specific. Like suppose here I these lines goes this direction only always, and if I spray it, it might get randomized. That's why no random. And these lines also follow this direction, so those directions are important. Contour, yes. 16. Now let's try number 10. The center I'm leaving, I'll do it like separately. It's too much, too strong. And just to blend this, I can apply the same thing once again. I don't want empty space. Intensity, we can do it. That's why we are using a layer. If there's no layer, it's exactly like Photoshop layer. The only thing difference is this stores 3D information, Photoshop stores 2D information. That's the only difference. And number 8 I already have. So number 8 is to continue this. just filling those gaps. Because this is not a humanoid, so structure is different. Number nine. Number nine. Okay. Now let's start with forehead. Forehead is 1, 2, 3, 4. So very well, like we're dragging this thing, make sure that the angle is correct. Otherwise, it might stretch. Now center. So for this, now I'll switch off my symmetry. Let's import number 4. Switch off symmetry because this cannot be symmetrical. Then number 3. Number 2. Again, switch off symmetry. Now we have this upper lips area, number 13. So for this, like lip and all this area, I'll just keep it like asymmetric. Too low. Okay. 13, 14. Just save the file. Quick save. Manually. Or we have to fix the alpha. Either we fix the alpha or if this, because this is stretched because of the surface volume. Because I dragged it from this direction and this is surface like this. This is I have to do manually fix this thing. And this is number 15. Number 15. Basic details are here. And number 17 I need for chin. Most of the informations are in place. Now we have nose. Nose is number 25. Applied this and stop. Okay, neck and all I need to create. So neck usually have this kind of straight lines, horizontal and vertical lines, but those textures are not available in texturing XYZ, but it's available in surface mimic. It's another set of alphas. I'll just use that. Yes. Yeah, without surface is basically it reduces the volume. Like whenever you drag anything, it creates a circular volume bump, right? It just reduces that. Surface mimic, human. And in this, let's go down. Where is that? I guess this one. Just make sure my surface is on. Symmetry I can switch on this time. Oh, wrong. And this is very strong. So what I have to do is I stop this one, switch it off, create a new layer. Because that's like two different alphas. So two different depth. So I don't want to mess up. Like most little rough. These are human skin. So human skin, you can modify it and like intensity and all this thing will change and make it like feature. If the intensity is really high, it looks like a rough skin, so it's not human. So if I want to make it human, I have to reduce intensity. So those things we can definitely do and modify. No need to worry. Those things like little mismatch, I'll fix it. Okay, this is fine. Now, this is okay. Switch it off. Mhm. memory pick in जितना system can handle, like it's because it's all like CPU and processor and RAM. So jitna system can handle. Like usually this per sub tool you can subdivide to uh, 80 or 90 million max to max. You cannot go beyond that. So you need to split them all then. So if the system can handle, you can use it. There's no restriction. So this is way too strong. 0.5. Yes. मुश्किल होता है. अटक गया. 0.4. Just like face detail. This is also very strong. 0.5. One by one. You can see all the information, everything, and this noise that blends everything. Basically, that noise idea of that noise is if you miss anything, it will automatically blend everything. The bass noise. See, if I switch it off, this is my bass noise, I believe. So all this area is this. Oh, noise, not this one. This one is a noise. See, it becomes flat, flat. Lips, all these corners become flat. I switch it on. It will have some amount of noise, and now I can blend this thing easily. So after doing all this thing information, if you feel okay, this looks fine and you want to go ahead with this, you see there's something I need to remove. This one line. Somewhere. So once you like are done with this, you can just simply bake all. It will transfer all the information to the mesh. So now you cannot go back, edit layers. Layers are gone. That's part of model. It's like now more layers you have, the system will lag because each and every layer store everything. So that's right. So now I merged everything with the mesh. So it was lagging. So I thought it's better to merge it. Now there are few things I have to do manually. So let's see. After creating all this thing, also all these fine details, all these lines and all, I have to do it manually. And plus skin. Like one more thing I have to do here is zoom in. I can see all those fine details. So I have to add those bumps, like small bumps. So I can add one more layer. Standard brush, freehand, no alpha. And this is like I can do it one more easy way. It's something I prefer. Let's see it works here or not. Easy way is layer is on. go to masking and mask by cavity. So I'll save my file first because this might crash also because 14 million, that's like pretty heavy. So mask by cavity, it will basically read all those grooves like depth and everything. So mask by cavity, click on this. It will generate a cavity map, like mask everything based on the cavity. Done. Now zoom in. You can see all the mask, everything is nicely selected. Hmm? Now what I'll do, I'll go to surface this time. Sorry, deformation. Scroll down because you can see inflate is there. Inflate, balloon, inflate, and all these options are there. So I'll inflate it slightly. So it will become a little puffy. Usually our skin is soft. That softness is required. So I need to make it a little puffy. So inflate balloon is basically more balloon kind of like wow, how to put it, like balloon. It looks like balloon basically. And inflate it just make it like push the more mesh slightly outside. So balloon I'll use 0.5. I'm not sure you can use 0.5 here. Let's try. Still processing. Process. Let's stop. Done. So you can see everything becomes slightly bumpy, like increased with effect. So now click, drag, deselect, and you can see everything is slightly more rounded. And I I could have applied one and then reduce 5%. So you can do that also. So I used 0.5, so it looks kind of clean, right? Smooth. So still few things I have to fix. Our nose is not this noisy. Nose is usually a little smooth, and you have this like huh? Pores, those are visible, prominently visible, but rest of the, like this is a bone. Most of the bony areas are smooth. So those things have to do manually. So let's go to layer and stop recording this. And if I want, I can just simply switch off and switch on. Check it. Switch off. Yes, you can see this one looks more natural, slightly smooth and soft. So I'll just bake it. Now, for making it smooth, what I have to do is I have to apply a layer again, because what if I like accidentally uh, overdid it? So I need to go back again. So layer, brush, symmetry can be on, and I'll smooth it. Simple smooth. So intensity by default is 100. I'll reduce it to 10, 15, 20% so that I can do it in like in more controlled way. So make it slightly soft. Hmm. Hmm. Then we have there is a different process. Then we have to like reduce it to all the subdivision level, then duplicate that model, then subdivide and project back. In that case, you'll have all the subdivisions. Then you can reduce. Otherwise, there's no other way. That's why you keep all the layers. Huh. So right now, like the system like already lagging, so it will might crash. So I be give with it. Okay, lips. Let's start with lips. Also have a lot of detail. Zoom in. Huh. Lips. No, usually non-symmetrical. So I switched off symmetry. Reduce कर सकते हैं. हाँ. But that's way too much of work. Like manually करना is like very difficult and they get like हर जगह पे करना. It's difficult. Now it's just a bust. Like what if you have an entire body? It will become very difficult. Some shape correction. Sides I can see like few lines like really prominent. Fine tune everything nicely. Those small deformations. I'm just using standard brush. to add those volume. So those dots will create a separate layer. Intensity will increase. Let's find details. Dots. Now one more layer. BDS time standard. Intensity will reduce. Now asymmetrical will use, and I'll break the symmetry of the face. Now just refine all this depth. The little volume difference there. The BST standard brush once again. I can use symmetry this time here. Too much. Here also need to add those lines. Mm, so much lagging now. Collarbone, just like enhance it slightly. Add some surface deformation. To repeat last command, press 1 to make this thing really nice and sharp. So small surface variation, deformations. So symmetry of one more layer. Let's produce this skin, neck, and all this thing looking really prominent and strong. And standard, just few lines. And brush moving. हम्म हाँ, कुछ पूछना है बताओ. Like symmetry, like naturally, like any organic character, anything, it's not symmetrical. It's always asymmetric. So the basic, almost everything is ready. You just have to refine few lines. All these lines need to be little crispy. They're like a little soft now. You have to make them little crisp. The bake all. Okay. Now just have to refine things, the things, like sharpen it slightly. All these lines, fine tune them. Thank you. BTS, damn standard. Why it's zooming? Intensity can increase. Make a little sharp, little crispy. So in baking, it will come perfectly clean. And refine these lines also have to make it little sharp, just a little sharp. Slightly refine them. Yeah, refine everything slowly, and then we'll create low poly and bake and texture it everything. Just little refinement is required, so I'll refine it. Huh. That's like practice. That is only practice. Right. So like I'm doing this for like years. That's it. But it's like because if you able to control this thing now, like Wacom tablet pen pressure, try to control everything with pressure instead of like even in Photoshop, instead of using opacity and flow, try to control everything with this. It will fix everything. But this is basic because if you have can control this, you don't have to go and check to change the intensity and all those things again and again. You can control everything with this. So it speed up your entire process, your work, and plus you have better control over like the sculpting. So then just practice. That's it. Okay then. And tomorrow we have, yes, tomorrow we'll see you. Yeah, bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Hello.
Thank you, sir.
Acha, okay. Bye. Welcome.